Ever wondered how your favorite brands meet you in the middle? All those food delivery apps that perfectly time their push notifications to get you a treat? Or car ads that satisfy your need for speed and your family's want for your safety? Well, PR practitioners play a large role in the scenes behind it. But we don't know much about the BTS of all it, do we? That's why we welcome you to PR Unplugged, Stella Maris College's, the Department of Public Relations, first podcast to show you the behind the scenes of the public relations industry. Here, we're going to invite key voices from the public relations and brand communications industry to show you how it all works. But we can't give all of our secrets away, can we? Today we have Ms Pavithra, a proud alumna of Stella Maris College, as well as the branch head and a dynamic public relations professional from Brandcom. Today, she's here to share her insights about what it takes to be a woman in PR, how to stay professional under pressure, and a super special tip at the end of the video for those looking to step into the PR industry. Welcome. So now, Chennai, I feel like it has a smaller PR network compared to other metropolitan cities. How do you find opportunities before other your competitors? Even though it's small, it's really fast paced.
Okay, to be very honest with you, I don't know how to respond to it because I'm someone who doesn't really look at competition per se, and I personally don't focus on the other agencies, what they're doing, and all of that. I know it's very important, but for some reason, I really don't do that. But there's again a change in notion. Chennai is no longer a small market, right? Chennai's become much bigger. It's super Chennai, right? So it's become the next hottest market in India. It always was, but now you see a more modern, more evolved Chennai, thanks to a lot of people who are coming and living here, a lot of youngsters like you coming and living here, right? Because of that, we see a lot of new age companies setting up their businesses in Chennai, thanks to the amazing talent pool that we have, right? There's great engineering talent. The government is very supportive, and companies are coming in. We see a lot of growth in that business that is happening. The economy is growing, which is good. So the market is really large. So there's space for everybody, right? Yeah. And there's niches getting created every day, right? And there's no like, oh, there are only 4 agencies. There's a top agency, there's another agency. It's no longer like that, right? Everybody has a share of the pie. And I'd like to see it that way at least, and we all are very different and unique in our own way. We have our strengths, we have our weaknesses. So we're really not competition to anybody in that sense. We all have one common goal, And I know there is a notion that in PR there is competition between agencies, great competition between agencies. But if you really ask me and another agency person, right, we'd say that we want what's best for the client, right? We just want to do our job. We just want to do what's best for our client. So in that sense, I don't think there is really much of a competition or something that for us to be worried about. And we're happy if we pitch as part of a multi-agency pitch and the client goes with somebody else, because I'm so glad that the client made the right choice, right? Because they do deserve to work with the best. They have to have the conviction that this is the agency for me, right? Because you are in it for the long haul, right? You're going to be with them for the longest of time. Yeah, and they're going to be your custodians, and you should be very, very comfortable with the agency that you're working for. So we never get disappointed or dejected or anything like that. We're just really happy that the client made the right choice. Yeah, so that's how I'd like to see the market.
Right, and now that so much media evolution is happening in regards to technology, more niches are being created, right?
Yeah, true, absolutely. You see a lot of these podcasts coming out, right? A lot of these podcasters coming up. You see influencers turning into podcasters, and we work with them, and it's just so different now, right? So the market, the pie is so huge that all of us can have a bite of it and enjoy it.
Tripod size must be going through the roof.
Yeah, very absolutely. I can't even tell you.
So, after you finished your degree, what was your first official PR role?
Yeah, so after I finished Stella, I joined Brandcom, which is where I work right now. So it's been 11 years. So I started out as an executive there. So I learned whatever I know today is what I learned back then, and I've been able to implement it over the years, some successfully, some not so successfully. Brandcom's been great for me. It's my home, it's my family, and that's where I learned most about PR as well. Just like how Stella has shaped me and into a very confident young woman and sent me out to the real world, Brandcom has today shaped me into the confident PR professional that I am. And I've seen many versions of myself over the last 11 years, and everybody's been great. The leadership team at Brandcom has been phenomenally supportive of my growth, very flexible, a lot of freedom to do my way of doing things. That's where it all started after Stella.
What was it like seeing the company grow with you? Like, what is something you noticed specifically?
Exciting, honestly, and it's a great question because not a lot of people really reflect on how your growth contributes to the company, right? But that's something that Brandcom has instilled in me, right? So every meeting that I sit through, every interaction that I sit through, there is a small voice inside my head, which is honestly my boss's voice. And I remember him telling me that it's not just you, Pavithra, who's growing in the company. There are so many people who are dependent on you here, right? And you're part of the culture. The culture grows with you. It's about how you nurture the culture. It's about how you nurture your mind and yourself that reflects on the growth of the company. For me personally, it's been very rewarding, very exciting, and it gives me a lot of fulfillment, that I've played a very small part, right? Like a very, very small part in Brandcom being known as a very large organization today. And yeah, I mean, it's something that I will remember for a lifetime for sure. Yeah.
Definitely hitting all the marks on internal branding.
Sure. My CEO better be watching this video.
So, after you started working in Chennai PR, what were some cultural nuances that you noticed that did not before?
See, honestly, I am a Chennai girl,
Right.
right? So there was nothing culturally shocking for me. There's been a lot of learning, of course, because I work with a lot of Chennai-based companies, large family organizations, right? But I'll tell you what I saw as a takeaway or a difference very recently is that I had the opportunity to go to Bombay as well and interact with clients there, right? So that's when I started seeing a lot of difference between the way PR was done in a market like Bombay, in a market like Bangalore, and in a market like Chennai, right? Now, when I started observing these things, again, I felt grateful. Um, there's a certain level of humbleness and modesty that Chennai companies have, and there is a very business reason why they do it. That modesty actually helps them grow. Oh, yeah, and that was a very surprising observation and learning that I had. Right, it's good to work with conservative companies because what we think is them being conservative is actually them being very conscious of their business. Right, it's not that they don't want PR; they actually fully understand how PR can impact their business positively, and they want to use it only for that. Right, they just don't want to make publicity out of everything. So that's a huge learning that I've had from working with companies that are deeply rooted in Chennai, right? Or even Tamil Nadu for that matter, which is quite the opposite in a market like Bombay, right? Where there's a lot of emphasis on PR, yes, a lot of emphasis on branding and getting my brand out there, people talking about me and people knowing because they're very confident also. That's also one approach which works really well. But because I've grown up here, I've not really seen anything culturally different or startling. But these observations and learnings I've had, of course, yes.
Before I entered in to the degree, I did not realize that PR was doing so much in the background. And but now I feel like there's a lot more awareness on the side of even clients and brands also on the importance and what PR can do for you. But between PR being a bit of a background thing and also being a woman, has that made your work ever feel underestimated?
Okay, again to quote my boss, he says PR is a thankless job.
Oh,
Right. So you do great work, right? You do life changing work in PR. I'd like to believe that we do life changing work, right?
I also believe it.
Yeah. And then you don't get the acknowledgement or the appreciation from your clients sometimes. I've not had that opportunity. All my clients have been great with us. They always recognize the work that we do. Very fortunate for us. And I think it's also about the way we present our work to the client. There's a lot of discussion, a lot. We work with the clients, we walk the journey with them from the beginning till the end. So we see through their journey, right? So for us, at that point in time, appreciations don't matter. It's just that seeing my clients succeed with what they wanted is the gratification that makes us very happy, right? And that's what we work for. So in that sense, we've never felt undervalued or underestimated by any of our clients, right? Brandcom Chennai office has had clients for the past 20 years,
Gosh.
right? And client retention is something that we very, very proudly speak of. Like we wear it on our collar and work, right? So if my clients underestimate me, then I don't think my retention would be that good. So I think my company's retention speaks for that, right?
Yeah,
So we've been very fortunate. Huge thanks to our clients that we work with because they believe in us. They see that yes, this team really means well for my company, right? And they involve us. Like I said, we walk their journey, and that really helps us too.
I feel like there's a tie between you and your company and now Chennai, because so many brands make up Chennai what it is.
True, very true. Just right across the institution, I have a client of mine who's been with us for 8 years, 9 years now, I think, right? Yeah, that's what we do. You know, we're just with them.
Now I'm just like, after spending some time, I'm seeing a lot more things that connect each other in the background that I'm like, how did I miss this before?
Oh, I'm so glad I could change that about you, right? That's nice.
She taught me. As a student of PR, it's really great to like hear a nice growth story like this, very aspirational for us. But PR is a very demanding industry. What's it like to be a woman in this industry?
Yeah, so it's a good question. If you had asked me this 2 days back, I would have definitely agreed that yes, it's a very demanding job, and it's being a woman, being a mother, it changes things, right? And whatever said and done, when you're a mother and you're working in any job, everything seems demanding, right? At home, at work, everything seems demanding, right? It's the mental load that nobody talks about. You're in charge of everything, right? And especially like in a role that I am, I'm in charge of a family here at home. I'm in charge of a family there at office as well. So everything seems demanding. But then 2 days back, one of my clients told me how the chairman of the company said that I'm not going to rest my brain until I'm 90. I'm going to use it as much as I can, and that's what is going to keep me motivated and active. And when I heard that, something inside me changed, and I said, yes, true, right? Why as a woman, or why as someone who's just 34 years old, why should I think of everything as demanding, right? It's fun, it's exciting, and this is what we should do. We should use our brain. We should we should be on the run, right? Yeah, of course, I do feel burnt out at times, and then I take a day off or try to take it slow or something like that. But when you really look at it from perspective of passion and just the love for your job, right? It doesn't seem so demanding. But if I have to speak completely from PR professional perspective, right? Then I can tell you that it's not demanding. There is a lack of understanding and a lack of awareness about what really PR can do, right? And that when a professional doesn't understand, then it seems demanding, right? Somewhere down the line, again, thanks to the institution, they did give me an opportunity to come back and teach here for a few courses. And that's where I learned that, yeah, just like how I'm teaching the kids in this college about what is PR, that's how I'm supposed to look at my clients too, right? So that really helped me overcome this. It's demanding, right? It isn't demanding. It's just that you need to spend a bit more time with your clients and tell them what PR is, what can you do with PR, what can you not or expect from a PR. It just needs awareness and education, and you need to be patient. Yeah.
So then, how does PR, that's the client, there's also the journalists.
Yeah.
How do you maintain a warm relationship with journalists?
Again, I mean, the market's great. Yeah, right? Chennai has amazing journalists. So the thing about Chennai journalists is they're very, very knowledgeable, super intelligent. They know everything, right? And see, the thing about journalists is that they are very well networked, well connected. They talk to chairmen and managing directors of a company, so they understand how their businesses work. Their job is very serious and they're very hectic. One of the things that I ensure that I do is I don't bother them, right? And my background in journalism kind of helps me for me to do a check whether the story that I'm taking, whether this pitch that I'm taking is really something that will work with a journalist. So I do that check at mine first, right? I just don't take everything to them. And I also really understand what is it that they write for, right? Who are the audience that they're writing for? It's very important for you to know that, right? And it's something that we practice at Platcom. We don't bug journalists. We don't bother journalists. We do our research before we go to them. That has really helped us sustain our relationship with them, right? And we keep in touch with them. Not too much. Like, we don't call them 100 times, like we don't do panic calls to them or something like that. We meet them often and we request them and we talk to them nicely and we respect them like any other relationship, right? Yeah. So that's those are some hygienes that we follow at Brandcom. Yeah.
So on the down low, what's the best time to call a journalist?
There's never a best time to call a journalist. So the thing is, it works differently from journalist to journalist. That's a very important thing for you to know, right? So it's actually okay for you to ask the journalist that what time would work for you, right? I've actually kind of noticed that a lot of youngsters who come and join us are very worried to call a journalist because they feel that they'd get yelled at or shouted at. I'm like, no, don't, right? Just ask them like, so am I talking to you at the right moment or do you want me to call you back later? And they're actually quite nice and they say that, yeah, why don't you call me at 4 o'clock? And just remember that. Yeah. If they say it twice that call me at 4 o'clock, that's the most preferred time. So just remember that and call them at 4 o'clock the next time. Yeah.
That has given me a lot to think about and a lot of insight. And now that the conversation is done, we are now coming into our last segment, which is the rapid fire round, which means that grilling is going to begin.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Yes.
What's the client type you want to work with?
All of my Brandcom clients. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's an industry that you want to work with?
FMCG. Yeah.
Not entertainment?
No, FMCG.
And what's a cafe that you take your clients to, preferred cafe?
We don't do most of our meetings in cafes because our clients have amazing coffees and they treat us really well when we're in their office.
Also big for a client, for a cafe, right? And a PR tool that you cannot live without.
Press release. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your answers, ma'am. That was very informative and something to be a lot more to be excited about outside the walls of the college.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. You had amazing questions for me.
Yes, but now we've come to the promised pro tip for PR aspirationals from ma'am.
Yeah. So one of the obviously the pro tip that I have for PR aspirants is that PR is fun, PR is exciting, PR is full of opportunities, great growth trajectory the career has to offer. So it's definitely one of the places where things are happening. Things are lively. It changes every day. It's very dynamic, and there's no one same day as the other. So for everybody who is looking to go to a workplace and be part of a larger team that works like a family, that has fun and also works very hard, I think PR is the place for it. And the kind of people that you'll meet along the way, the kind of influence that you'll gain along the way is just great in PR. And only thing is you have to be a little more patient when you're in PR. Patience is what we all want when we are in PR. Otherwise, it's a great place to work.